Oh, hey there. So nice to see you. Welcome to IMTS 2022. You are in store for another fantastic influencer interview with none other than the man himself, James Soto of Industrial Strength Marketing. He's going to be speaking with Hannah and Taylor of Westminster Tools. Let's tune into them now at IMTS 2022 Creators Lounge.
Let's go boom.
We are in the IMTS Plus Creators Lounge. Hi, my name is James Soto, Industrial Strength Marketing, but I have to tell you, hello, IMTS. This is my favorite interview that I've been looking forward to having here at the IMTS Plus Creators Lounge. I'm so happy to have something that is a unicorn that every manufacturing company in this place wants. They want a young, inspiring industrial, a young woman in manufacturing who has been apprenticing, who is passionate about this industry. And we have Taylor here. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I'm nervous. I'm giddy over
You're
this.
nervous?
And we also have Anna Coombs, and Anna is with Westminster Tool. And I found them both on LinkedIn at a trade show, and she was walking and talking about their new show, the new podcast, the new video show.
Track the Apprentice video series.
Track the Apprentice, and Taylor was walking around like a boss at this show. I think you were still in high school, right?
I was at that time, yeah.
Oh my goodness. So enough of me. I want to hear this great story. So maybe way we can do this, Taylor, is we can have Hannah lead us in and kind of give us the background, and then we'll lead into your journey. But I have to warn you, she just got kicked by like a cow.
Oh God.
Like she says I'm into farming and I'm milking cows on the daily. So hey, if you're looking for a tough cookie and a strong woman in manufacturing, well, listen in. Okay, so how did this all happen?
So we found Taylor through CDM Tool and Die. They're a machine shop based in Wisconsin, Hartford, Wisconsin, and they're a member of an industry association called the Society of Plastics Engineers, the Mold Technologies Division. And we had some members come up with an idea of, wouldn't it be great to really find people within our own member companies who can help inspire the next generation of manufacturers? And, Steven from CDM Tool said, hey, I have the right person. She's a natural in front of the camera. She's engaged. She's energetic. And we want to, use her as a voice for, to inspire other people. When I met Taylor at PT Expo this year, it was the first series of our video, Track the Apprentice, on LinkedIn. And her and I got a chance to kind of get to know each other a little bit better. Westminster Tool is also a member of the SPE MTD Mold Technologies Division. So when we met at PT Expo, we walked around and we figured, I think that she's got a really cool story to share. And that story is what brings us here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Thanks.
How has your journey been since, first meeting Hannah and Track the Apprentice? And
it's been awesome. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, it's just learning different things, learning all about the manufacturing field, everything else in the oblivion, what we can all make and create, and everything else is just amazing.
You have some credentials now. So what did it like? So I started doing this, and then this happened, and then that happened, and then I'm this now, and this is where I'm at. So where did it all start? And what were kind of like those steps along the way, and like that you took, and all the credentials that are starting to add up?
In high school, my school had a nice program. So it's called Youth Apprenticeship. So it's before a regular apprenticeship. Before you would go into your job on a daily,
8 hours a day, you know, like usual.
Yep.
So before you would do that, you would go to school like half the day. And then I left school, went to work. Then I learned everything I needed at work. So that's what I started doing. I just asked one of the people at my school, I'm like, hey, how do I do youth apprenticeship? How do I do an apprenticeship? I want to leave school. I want to go to work.
Not a bad change up from the normal classroom, right?
Yeah. And I get to get out and I don't have to sit in a classroom all day, like so bored out of my mind. Yeah. So
you
started in high school.
Okay. So you start by saying, I want to get to work.
Yeah.
You know how many people want to hear that? Like just from anyone?
Yeah.
To be able to be hands-on, I mean,
Right.
and try and learning something new every single day. You know, that's
Right.
what manufacturers do.
Oh my goodness. So
Yeah.
you got into this program and it's a pretty like strong program, right? It's
Yeah.
really distinctive and unique.
Yeah.
right?
So I was told that any company can just sign some papers to do apprenticeships, and you give it back to the school, and you can have students going to your work at doing an apprenticeship,
Wow.
working for you.
That's awesome. Now, how have you been dialed into this, to the association, and
Yeah.
how are these dots connecting in terms of?
So I think that, you know, Taylor's experience as a young high school student trying to figure out what she wanted in her career, I think that there's a lot of parts of your story that are really, you know, they really resonate with thousands of other students in the country who are also looking to decide their careers.
Yep.
But I think what makes Taylor's story so unique is that she was able to kind of recognize really early on, I want to do this, and I also want to tell other people about my experiences while I'm doing it. She had this really natural inclination to share, and that's unique. So we wanted to, you know, through SPE, we saw this as an opportunity to not only provide Taylor with opportunities to come to shows like IMTS and PT Expo to expose her to new technology, but also for her to share her story and inspire others.
Oh my goodness! And
Yeah.
you're really good at it.
And she's
you're,
really good at it.
Oh my
She's very
goodness.
good at it. Yeah.
So and how do you feel about like
You
know
know,
like
as-
you're like just this bond? Like tell me
As-
about the bond
you
between.
know,
Are you
as a-
BFFs?
Yes,
You know,
we-
texting.
We've
you
got
know?
along
Yeah.
really well.
Following
We've-
you on Insta.
We've
You know
got,
what's
we've
happening?
gotten a chance to, you know, especially through promoting it on social media, we've had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've gotten to know each other really well. But I have to tell you, as also a young woman in manufacturing, you know, trying to inspire others about what makes my job so fulfilling and the things that I'm passionate about, you know, for me to be able to see that in Taylor, and not only her, you know, passion for the work that she does, but her willingness to get outside of the company and for advocacy. I mean, that's just something that makes me so excited about the future, because that's what I want. I want to see more women in CNC machining. I want to see more women in job shops, in manufacturing and industrial roles, and STEM all over the country.
You know, the way people can relate, Taylor, is like when they see people just like themselves.
Yep.
And so having Hannah, who have been some of the women that you've been working with that, you know, and exposed to in this process that, you know, have inspired you along the way?
We talking in the shop or out of the shop?
Anywhere,
Yeah,
anywhere.
you mentioned a little bit about your family.
Oh yeah,
your family
My family's
influence.
really big on like trade jobs, just in general. So we're really hardworking. So I just grew up
Oh
like
my,
that.
I love your family and I haven't even met them.
Yeah, a lot
They're
of
wonderful.
Yeah, I remember in the first video, which you can watch on LinkedIn for the first video of the Track the Apprentice series, you shared a lot about how when you were first thinking of something industrial that you wanted to do, is your family that really inspired and encouraged you to look at, you know, even a trade school before the apprenticeship program, right?
Yeah, because I've heard, I was like, college is like a lot. And then bunch of my family members, bunch of my cousins and stuff, they do apprenticeships so that they can earn money. And then trade schools just in general are cheaper, and you can get all your education there that you need for your job. So
Oh my goodness. So what did you study? Like how did the study track? How's that going? You know, and like where's your track?
So in high school, I did how many machining classes? Probably 2 machining classes. I started off with doing wood products. So I made like a wooden stool. I made a clipboard. There's a bunch of other things I made. But I started off doing wood, and then I was like, oh, there's a whole bunch of other sections here. So I took the first auto class. So Cars.
Yeah.
I didn't learn much from that, but it's okay.
Not
I'll
into
learn
cars.
sometime.
Totally not into them.
It's okay. I like cars. It's fun to learn about for sure. And then I saw the metal side of the shop and I was like, this is cool. What do you make here? And he's like, well, there can be molds or there can be like parts for cars or for anything in the world.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, how do I make this? I pick up my pen. He's like, well, that's a mold because that's plastic. And I was like, okay, start it up. Where are we going next? So now I'm in college. I do 1 day a week. I go to school and I learn about blueprint reading. I learn about 2D CAD, so design.
Yeah.
I learn about machining technologies. I take a math class as well. I'm going to be taking so many more classes in the next 2 years that I'm going to have a lot of knowledge.
Oh my-
I'm excited.
I'm just going to shed a little tear for manufacturing. Tear of joy. We have a young woman in manufacturing loving machining and mold making. Yes, that's why we're here.
That's why we're here, totally.
So let's all look out here on the floor. Let's look out here on the floor. Calling all manufacturers. We have a young woman in manufacturing who loves machining. She's a freshman. I know every single one of you are recruiting. But
Every single.
so Taylor, can you give the bad news?
I think CDM will come
Yeah.
after me. So she's off the market, fellas.
Yeah.
Ah.
She's not on the market.
You are a unicorn, and we want more unicorns. We want a whole like just prairie full of them. You know.
Yeah.
So
We really wanted in the video series, we wanted to be able to not just show about kind of what drew you to the industry, but also like the challenges and the complexity of the stuff that you do. I think there's still a lot of misconceptions about manufacturing out there, certainly as a career choice. So I think that one of the things that in, trying to ask you questions for the video, one of the things that I wanted to do was to reflect on the complexity, that this is a challenging industry. It's hands-on. It's not easy, but it gives you an opportunity to learn and tackle real challenges, different challenges, sometimes every single day.
Yep.
So
Oh my
I feel
goodness.
that.
So what do you want to be when you grow up? You're young in your career, and I still say that myself,
Yeah.
as an old timer here. So what do you really like? What do you see in like your mind's eye for yourself? And, like, I know I'm getting there when.
Everything. I want to be one of everything
Oh my goodness.
in my life.
Oh my goodness. I think that's a good aspiration. And the good thing is you have a lot of time.
Yeah.
So you can make those things happen. That's
Started
wonderful.
early so I can be one of everything. Every 4 years or every 8 years.
Yep.
You know?
And so where do you see yourself specifically in manufacturing? So if you're in a manufacturing business, anything from the shop floor, to the executive suite, what do you see yourself doing, and what are some of the steps like you can envision yourself? What are the things that excite you about manufacturing? Like, that's what I want to do, as you learn more and more.
Yeah.
What do you see?
So, I don't even know how to explain it. So I want to do hands-on stuff. So like shop floor, I want to do that. But
I'm crying again.
but I also like see the owner of our company. He goes to so many things and he talks to so many people, and he's like all over the place, and he's talking about who he's talking to, and it's just like, yeah, they're so impressed with our company, and they like all you guys that do all your hard work, and I'm like, I love that connection. It's so nice.
So how do they treat you there at the at
Me?
the establishment there?
Treat me amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were joking around. She was talking about how she feels spoiled to be able to come to events
Yeah.
like this, to be able to get outside of the machine shop and like see everything that's out there. Like that's one of my favorite parts about getting outside of the job, is to be able to come to events like this.
Right.
So I guess we need to start you off early on something, because there's going to be people, they're looking at you and they're going to be inspired, and they're going to listen to you, and they're going to be inspired. Based on where you are in your journey, and you think back to like when this first started, what would you tell that other young woman, about, to inspire them? And what would you want them to know as a junior or sophomore or senior in high school?
It's a good
Go
question.
for it.
Yes.
Just go for it.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
whatever you want to do, just ask for help and then go with it.
Oh my goodness.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna we're gonna get done. I'm just gonna break down and cry in tears of joy. This is
Yeah.
fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about the apprentice. Follow the apprentice, right?
Yeah.
So or track.
Track the
Apprentice.
Apprentice series.
Follow
Yeah.
is like so social.
Yeah.
So track the apprentice. So let's talk a little bit about the series and the experience there. So kick us off on that.
So the video series really came about of a lot of what manufacturing is about is movement. We are operating machines, we are moving cutting tools, we are setting up parts, we're doing design, there's software. So there's so much movement in what we do in manufacturing that we wanted to capture that on video. We also wanted to capture Taylor's spirit and her personality. So in the first video, it's going to be a multi-part series. We're going to track her apprenticeship through over the course of the next 4 years. We're going to do incremental updates on LinkedIn on the Society of Plastics
I'm gonna be
Engineers
so
Mold
old.
Technologies Division LinkedIn. So if you go to LinkedIn, you're going to be able to get updates of Taylor's journey in real time.
For 4 years?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so old by then.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I am going to be such a fanboy. I am totally following on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
No YouTube. Get it on YouTube there too.
So we the idea is that we really want to use our platform that we have. We have, we're building a really great audience, especially the mold making industry specifically is very niche. A lot of Taylor's experiences and what she's learning, right now a lot of it's general. But we really think that some of the technical work that she's doing in the mold making industry specifically, there's not really a lot of video content out there that shows the kind of experiences that you're going to have as it gets more complicated. So I specifically think for the mold making industry, there's a little bit of trailblazing going on.
Yes, that's fantastic. I don't know if you've met this person, Christina Fuges.
Oh, Christina.
Mold making
Taylor.
technology.
Yeah, but Christina.
I think I passed by her once.
You need to meet
Yeah.
Christina Fuges. I think she's going to try to stop by.
Yeah, the
and
queen of mold making.
Maybe we'll do a repeat here, and
Yeah.
we'll have the 3 young generations, Christina, of mold makers, and I interviewed her on a segment in the Industrial Sync Marketing podcast focused on the women in the marketing and telling the stories of manufacturing. And she tells her story. And I think it would be wonderful for you both to reconnect and tell these stories. And I think she'll shed a tear too, because we talked about her story and it was different and it was more challenging. But she is the light of mold making, a technology, magazine. Yeah. She is the voice of it. And I think she's perhaps the most known person I know in the industry. So there's just the sky is the limit. Congratulations on your journey. Yeah. It's so wonderful. I am so inspired because I just believe in the power and the potential of women in manufacturing to change the world for the better. Mm-hmm. And I hope you have fun. You do amazing work. And you can help others. I know you're just loving this too, Hannah.
I am. This is the fun part of my job. I mean, just to even be able to kind of share in this with you, to be a part of it, to be able to ask you questions about your experience has been just an absolute joy for me.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. I think you guys are doing fantastic work. So, is there anything else? So I know you guys said we talked a little bit before. What else did you guys come up with in your minds to talk about?
We do have a few themes that we have in mind. We talked about that. So when we talk about the videos that we want to share about her journey, we talked about certain themes and certain aspects of what we want to cover with our time together. The first one that we did in our first series was really to introduce Taylor and introduce how she got interested in the industry. But I think we are going to be filming the second video here at IMTS, which is going to be released in October for Manufacturing Month. And that theme is really going to be about exposure to new technology. So I think that there's no better theme to talk about her experiences in her apprenticeship than that exposure than filming it here at IMTS.
Yeah.
You think about that?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, can I come?
I mean, there's so much on
Can
the
I
floor.
hang out with you guys?
Yeah.
Now it's just the coolest two people out there here. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
This is part of a wonderful story in the making. And what we will make sure to do is get you some of this B-roll from this conversation. Maybe you guys can use it to be part of this experience you're having here at IMTS. Last question. What is your impression of the biggest show out there, IMTS, so
What's
far?
Oh my gosh, it's huge. There's so much here that I don't know what half of it is even. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my-
there's not
Crazy
enough time.
big.
There's
There's never enough time to look
here
at
for the-
everything.
yeah.
Bed Bath and Beyond, if there's time.
Oh my.
So on that note, I want to thank both of you for joining us. The heart and spirit, your enthusiasm and energy, and just determination to go to work. So thanks for being on the show here with us.
Thank you so much
problem.
for the
Thanks,
opportunity, even just to be able to share the story and get the word out. I loved being here with
Yeah.
you, so this is great.
So I have a little rule. If we've met and we've laughed together, or at least met 2 times, we're officially friends.
Okay.
So if you
I like
ever
that
need
rule.
anything, and we're in your corner, we really want to wish you the best. So on that note, we're going to wrap up our session. And thanks for joining us at the IMTS Plus Creators Lounge. Have a great one.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
All right, bye.